ladies and gentlemen, here it is. You cannot talk of reconciliation unless you also ask the question of the atonement and of our alienation. You cannot talk of reconciliation unless you also talk of alienation and the atonement. Number one, you cannot cry evil without a moral framework in the heart of man. Number two, you cannot cry for justice without a justifiable source of moral law. Number three, you cannot answer with love unless you grant the question of intrinsic worth. And number four, you cannot talk of reconciliation unless you ask the question of the atonement and of alienation. And so the naturalist and the humanist talks of evil, talks of justice, talks of love, and talks of forgiveness. With these four answers of evil, justice, love, and forgiveness, only in the understanding of the question, why did Jesus Christ have to die, can we legitimize these other answers. For you see, ladies and gentlemen, there's only one event in the world in which these four converge. It is only on Calvary that you have evil, justice, love, and forgiveness in one act converging, which means the skeptic in a hunger for these four is implicitly pointing to Calvary. There is no other way to justify these four categories. And as I pondered it and I thought, what question would I ask to counter this point? Frankly, I couldn't come up with any. How do you talk about evil without talking about the human heart? How do you talk about justice without talking about ultimate moral law? How do you talk about love without talking about intrinsic worth? How do you talk about forgiveness without having somebody who pays? You know what? You won't hear too many sermons on forgiveness from an Islamic pulpit. I mean that. You won't hear sermons on forgiveness in Buddha's preaching. You don't hear it in the pantheistic worldview. In karma, you pay, you pay, you pay. In Islam, it's inshallah. The wish of Allah, the wish of God. Only on the cross of Calvary do you have a concrete expression of these four truths. You know, when Mel Gibson